I can honestly say that like we're a changed man
We
because
as a whole,
we as a whole, we as a
we are
collective,
one. We
we
are
as a
one man. We are one changed man.
we as
Okay.
a collective.
All right.
Because in all our 3 years of doing this,
Yeah.
we've never talked about soccer twice in a month ever. Like in a month time span.
Let's
ever.
get it, baby. Let's
But
go.
it's the biggest news in sports right now.
Right.
Rightfully so.
Toronto
thought you
FC
were
won a
talking
plays a
about,
game tomorrow. That's it.
I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking about the
New
change
England
in attire.
Revolutions tomorrow.
No.
Yeah.
Moro's out here wearing Blue Jays gear. I think
Yes,
that's the more
see?
changed man
Yeah.
segment. I look like this all the
Look at
time,
that.
but Moro's out here with the Lyle
Let's
Overbay
go.
shirts on this side.
I thought it was a different former Blue Jay, and I was gonna say,
Full
yikes.
bandwagon. Yeah, let's go. Let's get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. See, that's the change part. It's-
Yeah.
Soccer's whatever. We have to when we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. But
I know. He's such a
Moro,
struggle.
the Blue Jays fan, that's a whole new vibe.
That's a whole-
See, look,
you love
it's
to
a-
see that.
Hey, look, it's a give and take. You
Yeah.
know, like,
All right.
I'm-
We talk soccer. You wear Jays gear. I like it. I'll take that.
I don't know if
I
that's
get the
fair. I don't know if it's fair. I really don't.
It should be really easy to support the
don't
Blue
think-
Jays.
Yeah, one sport's like in North America, the other is like
Everywhere.
sure, fine.
Thank you, Brent.
Soccer
Thank you.
blows my mind. Like, if you
you.
look at all these other leagues and what they're struggling to do, especially baseball, it's like, oh, people can't pay attention for so long because it's just not it's an uneventful game. Soccer's 90 minutes of boredom and like 3 minutes of action, and
Exactly.
somehow they're the most popular sport across the planet.
Right.
It blows my mind. I
Not
don't
even
understand
close.
how they do it. It's not even close.
Not
It's
even
such
close.
a boring sport.
It's constant action, though.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
45
not.
minutes.
It's the same-
It's back and
45
forth,
minutes of
but like
straight play.
It's the same thing as hockey where it's like back and forth,
Yeah.
forth.
No,
and
but
like
there's commercial breaks, and
Sure.
Sure.
that kills
Sure.
momentum and it kills the vibe. You can't tell me it doesn't.
oh, okay. So
Well,
you're
basketball.
Saying, wait. You're saying soccer passes the vibe check because it very does not.
No, obviously when players flop on the ground and roll around for 3 minutes, I get pissed off. 100%.
it's not even that. It's like I never feel at any time that there's a scoring chance. Even when there's a scoring chance, I don't
You
feel
gotta
like there's
know-
a scoring
you gotta
chance.
know- Yeah, but that's the thing. Like even for me with the
It's
when
so
it comes
weird.
to like
Oh,
basketball or
okay, fine.
when it comes to baseball, like
But
I
you
don't
know
know,
when
like,
they have a
yes,
chance to score a basket,
Exactly.
or
Yeah, but it's like,
if someone
okay,
hits
now
a
I can
ball,
feel
you know
that
where
they're
it's
gonna-
going. Hockey's
Sure,
a little
but, like-
different, but like soccer, I'm like, I don't know. Is this going to be a good shot? They're 100 feet out, and it's just like, oh, they actually scored. It's 1-0, end of the game. It's just, it's crazy that like all these other sports have like they struggle to find events in their sport that get people interested, but then soccer comes out here with a snooze fest for 90 minutes and
Yeah, but
Cap-
soccer's
encapsulates
the
world.
novelty
It's
of
incredible.
every 2
And
years.
yet, it's boring as hell
Mm-hmm.
for me and Brant. And yet they had the biggest news
They-
in sports right now
crushed it. It's
Yeah.
the biggest news for like a week.
for the last week.
Yeah.
So
it was when it was rumored it was the biggest news.
yeah. So what? 3 days ago, Lionel Messi says that he's leaving Barcelona, and then yesterday, he got introduced
They officially signed him at
PSG. Yeah.
So the
I have-
whole context behind it is Messi wanted out last year,
Mhm.
and basically
They were going to trade
owner-
him at one point, right?
You
We
can't
talked
really
about that.
trade in. You can't really trade in soccer. His contract was up, and he
Right.
basically said, "Yeah, I don't plan on signing here. Like, let me go." And basically, the management, the ownership of Barcelona was like, "Yeah, that's not happening. Sorry." So he's like, "Okay, fuck it. I'll play one more year. At the end of this year, again, contract is officially wiped. He's free to leave." And PSG, like they have been for the rest of this summer, have been buying up every single player in the sport. So they bring him on for what I think is over like $40 million a year
Right.
for like the next 2 or 3 years. It's crazy talk, the amount of money.
But
he's
like
making.
the
stupid
thing,
money.
but
It's
the
crazy.
thing is, like, wasn't it a couple of weeks ago? It was basically guaranteed that Messi was returning to Barcelona. That's why, like,
Yeah,
the roller coaster ride that it's been going on is actually wild.
that's the thing. Soccer is one of those sports that they'll report one thing in the media one week, and it's like, yeah, 100% set in stone. And then a week later, days later, oh yeah,
Completely
Messi's
different.
gone.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just like Europe itself or if that's just how soccer is, but like there's no consistency to reports in the media. Like you get a report from Elliot Friedman, you get a report from anybody in any sport in North America. it's pretty much set in stone. And
Right.
there's a lot of reliable sources I look into for soccer, like Fabrizio Romano's a good one, Gianluca Di Marzio's another one, and there's like again like that's for. I'm saying like these guys are the cream of the crop. Like obviously like whatever they'll
Super
say.
Italians.
Okay, I know
the vodka
but,
to the sauce.
yeah, I'm not really sure of the like. I forget like a lot of tabloid articles cover the English Premier League because again like it's
big.
football's
It's
crazy
huge.
there.
Mm-hmm.
So when these reports come out, everybody takes it like a grain of salt because it's like, okay, until the team is posting it on their page, like you don't really
until
know.
it's official. It's
Until
not
it's official, and that's the thing. Like then the team started posting teaser videos, and you have like this 1.5 minute compilation of the like this freaking hover or whatever like rover cam going through the innards of PSG stadium, and then eventually it zooms in and pans to Messi at the center field, and it's like it gave me the chills because it's like wow, what a crazy thing that they've come up with to introduce him. But I think just from the standpoint of what this means for the game, like this is like beyond like next level fucking crazy. Like the bar is set like you can't even see my hand, it's that high because like the guy's played his entire career there, like from age
He was
16.
like 12, wasn't he?
Some of the-
like he played in their like
forget how
their
old.
like youth system on his way up, and then ended
He's
up with
been
the
with
team.
Barcelona forever.
Crazy.
And for him to leave, especially at this point in his career where a lot of teams obviously are going to go after him, but like a player like that, he's just trying to go cash it in at this point. Go to like MLS, like that's the thing, like
Right.
MLS is kind of like that. Let me just go cash the bag one last time.
Yeah.
And whatever. Let's
He's
He's
not.
still
he's
got like
nowhere
5
near that.
years
He's
before
nowhere
he does
near
that.
he's still that good of a player.
Yeah.
And even Ronaldo, like Ronaldo
Yeah.
was another one. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why he came to Juventus. We were never gonna win anything because you bring a guy like that in. Juventus didn't bring anybody around Ronaldo to make it a team that could win anything.
Right.
PSG this summer has bought Donnarumma,
Sure.
the goalie from Italy that just
Oh,
won.
I
the
did
Euro.
hear about that, actually.
They brought in Sergio Ramos.
Right.
Okay, I know
Arguably
who that
one of-
is.
I
Okay,
know him too.
Yeah.
one other guy, Jorginho Wijnaldum. You probably don't know him. He played on Liverpool last year.
Wijnaldum.
Really
Okay.
good player.
Oh wow, my team.
They brought in another guy from Inter for 70. Like the amount, I'm just saying. Like the
I've heard
amount
they
of
brought in a lot of
money
guys that matter.
They've
I
brought
couldn't
in
tell
like
you any of them.
they brought in half a team worth of players,
And then they have Mbappe and Neymar.
and they already had Mbappe and Neymar.
Yeah.
Oof.
So it's
Like just seeing those three players together, that's fucking insane.
That's nuts.
yeah, because like
Well, it's like Barcelona all over again.
We already saw Neymar and Messi together at Barcelona at one point,
Right.
And they had
Didn't-
the two best midfielders in the world, and they were winning every year.
Yeah.
So it's like
Now you get
damn.
Mbappe too. Congrats.
And now you get Mbappe at the top two.
Question from Morrow.
Yes.
Did Sergio Ramos and Lionel Messi have beef at one point? Because I saw pictures of them like yelling in each other's face.
They've played on opposite ends for their entirety of their careers.
Okay.
I think there's definitely mutual respect there, but obviously when you're on the field, nobody's
So
your
they
friend.
have had issues on field at one point. right?
Yeah, like obviously.
But I guess
whatever.
you can put that behind you. if
You put that
if
no,
you're trying to
trust
win
me.
championships.
You put that to bed now that you're on the same team. Like you're talking about
you get to play
the
with
best
Lionel
player in the
Messi. Like shut the fuck up and get along. Like what?
Yeah, trust me. This is for any kid like Mbappe. Okay, I'm calling him a kid because he's younger than us. He's like 20 years old.
Right.
This is a kid's dream.
Right.
You're playing with arguably one of the best 3 soccer players in the world ever.
Jeez.
And Barcelona didn't get a dime for him. They let him. Obviously, he walked on his own terms and he said,
Right.
"Okay, I'm leaving." Which is the more fucked up thing about it. Like I don't know how big of a conversation we can have about it, but obviously, like you look at it in baseball, like you look at whatever the Yankees, you look at the Dodgers. They're always the big spenders.
Right.
And it's like, is there a cap in the MLB where teams
a
can't
luxury tax.
exceed? Right. So
There's really not.
PSG, like the whole rule in soccer is you're not allowed to spend as
More
much
than
as
you
you
make?
make.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
Look
I
at
don't
me.
know
Look at me knowing this.
And that's what I'm saying.
Holy
So
I
you
don't
have
know
to
what
turn a
loop-
profit?
Yeah, you have to.
You
return
can't
a-
turn a net deficit of more than 20 million, I believe. So
Oh,
I
so
don't
you can
know
turn a little
where-
bit of a deficit, but not like a serious.
But again, the amount of salary that they've just thrown at different
Right.
players, like 12 million for Donnarumma, 40 million for I'll call it 35 just to be conservative.
Sure.
Ramos 15. Like
The conservative contract is baseball's biggest contract.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm talking like
And this is
amounts of money.
This is euros, not American dollars, right?
Correct. So tack on. So it's like the NHL, where the NHL
That is so stupid.
calculates it all based on US dollars. I believe it's all
sport,
either on euros or British
Right.
pound, which I'm pretty sure
Regardless,
it's standardized.
more than
It's a lot.
American
yeah,
dollars.
it's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
So seeing that, like, it draws the flag for me because it's like they've gone so many times into the freaking pockets of
What's
other
the number?
teams.
So 40 million euros in
Yeah.
Canadian dollars, $58,784,000
How are you?
for one
That's what I'm
season with
So-
4 endorsements and shit.
Yeah, before
UEFA
endorsement, because that's where like
Yeah.
Messi
you
is
make your
ranked
money.
number.
Messi's Adidas. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
he's always
and
been
he's
Adidas.
ranked like 1 or 2 in the world like consistently for the last like decade.
Like his
he's been
fucking
up there.
Instagram page has the
So
biggest
crazy.
liked sports photo in fucking Instagram history.
Does
like
he?
19
You know what I
million.
learned the other day? Cristiano Ronaldo, the most liked or followed person on Instagram.
Yeah, I believe it.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
This is news. That's crazy. A soccer player.
Yeah, because soccer's global, guys. Get it global.
Okay, but Brant, your mom knows who Ronaldo is. Like there's
My,
a difference.
my mom knows who LeBron is.
Okay, but
LeBron
like,
doesn't even touch his
literally
follower
anyone.
count.
But literally, like that's their reach. Except it's
crazy.
that. Except
Ronaldo's
around
also
the world.
gorgeous. So it's like
Yeah, exactly.
being
I
a
was
soccer
thinking
player
that.
plus he's
Yeah.
basically a model.
Yeah.
So it's,
Well, yeah.
it's a little
Basically,
different.
it's not even
he
basically.
is a model. He
Yeah.
models.
He has his own
Yeah.
brand. You
Right.
kidding me? He does the whole
Right.
He does the whole shebang. We all know that. And he does the whole shebang every time he scores. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like a freaking trademark for all we know.
Sure.
But just to end
Good
it,
for him.
like
Crazy.
obviously, like soccer has stipulations in play. Like UEFA is obviously the governing body of all of European soccer,
Mhm.
and they've, in my opinion, they've dropped the ball here because not that I want to see Messi walk to a competing team, but the amount of money they've spent, I don't know what loophole PSG's found here that they've done this all legally, but they've brought on like a whole half team.
So from a
without-
competitive standpoint, you just don't like it, correct? Like
No, because this ruins soccer. It's like
right.
they've exploited the biggest loophole ever, and that
I
obviously
think we've
PSG
established that nothing can ruin soccer. I think we've been over this. That
No, but
just
this
like it
ruins
never
the-
dies. It may ruin the integrity, but it's
Like,
still
I'm
going to be
telling
the
you-
most
okay,
popular
you know
by
what this is
30
gonna, you know what this is
billion
gonna
people.
ruin? This is gonna ruin FIFA next year. The FIFA video
Oh,
game.
right.
You can't touch it. Everybody's
Yeah,
playing
you're
this
only gonna
PSG.
play-
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm afraid.
That's
to
You know
touch
what it
that
is?
game next
You know
year.
what it is? It's the Golden State Warriors when they had Kevin
Yep.
Durant. That's literally what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's unfair.
Except with
It's the
it's
Yankees
easier.
in the 90s.
It's easier to do
Yeah.
it in basketball because you're only playing 5 people at a time.
Yeah.
But when you bring on like a 6, they brought on like 5, 6 players, and
You
you're
have
talking about like
12
all-star
guys
caliber
rolling
players
out there that are
to a team that
ridiculous.
already had Mbappe and Neymar.
But like, okay, so it's funny because the comparisons between like, if you want to compare hockey and how it's run and soccer, both shit like terrible how it's run, like terrible
Right.
management.
Right.
Except one is extremely popular still and can
one
live despite
sucks.
it, and one is the worst sport ever.
Yeah.
That's really what it boils down to. Is the popularity of soccer is insane,
It's crazy.
and the
Blows my
fact that
mind.
like the sport can be total ass because we all know who's gonna win next year, and yet
PSG will not win.
oh no, you're gonna mark that down.
Mark it down.
Sorry,
August
what
12th.
what league won't they win?
Champions League.
because it's a new roster.
They'll win the league. Come on, there's nobody in league. They didn't even
I
win
don't
it
know.
this year.
I don't know. I don't know
won't.
soccer.
I couldn't tell you another team that's in their league. I don't
Okay.
even know what league they're in.
They're in France.
Sure.
Is that a,
Is that a
is
league?
called France?
It's called the Ligue 1.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, does that mean the League One or one
League.
league?
Ligue
One
1.
league.
The first division of France.
So they'll
Ah.
win that. Is there
They
anyone
didn't
else in
win it
that
this
that I
year.
would know? Like any other teams?
Name a city in France.
Other than Paris? Good luck.
Oh man, you guys have never played.
Yo, gun to my head. Yo, just shoot me.
Are you guys serious?
I honestly forgot
I'm
about
dead
Paris
ass,
and we were
bro.
just talking about them.
Dead
So
ass. Brand
Okay.
knows
Brand-
French.
like,
Hold
they
on,
didn't-
Brand knows
I
French.
am French.
Yeah, what? I took grade 9 applied French. How am I gonna know?
They didn't even. They
in
lost
fucking
to LOSC Lille. Lille is another city in France.
Lille. Lille. L apostrophe ILE.
Lille. You never heard
Okay.
of Marseille?
No. I've heard
Leon?
Mercy, except it's Mercy.
It's by Kanye.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
In France. I
Yeah,
could not.
I think that's all we got for soccer.
yeah.
This is why we don't talk. Hey, Bordeaux. I know Bordeaux.
Bordeaux. There you go.
Toulouse.
Toulouse. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. OGC Nice is a team.
Canes or Canes. Canis.
Canet. Yeah.
Isn't that like the con?
Dijon!
Or is that somewhere else?
Dijon is a place.
The mustard?
That's where it comes from.
All right.
But that's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
They'll win. They should win that league easily. They didn't
Right.
even win it this past year. But obviously, the big fish is winning the Champions League, and I'm saying they're not going to win, despite having brought on a freaking half team of all stars. I don't buy it.
I think they do it.
It's the easy option. I like the underdogs.
Hold on. What did you
think-
guys say for? Did you guys say Canes?
How do you? It's Canis.
It's isn't it?
I believe
is
it's
it-
Canez.
I thought it's the
Cannes?
the Cannes Film Festival. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah, it might be
That's how they
Cannes.
pronounced it in Entourage.
That
That's
sounds
all I
more
know.
right
That
than
might,
me.
I said Canez.
I know it's not Canes because
Yeah,
that
it's
just doesn't make sense.
Like the restaurant Raising Canes. Like what?
The Carolina Hurricanes,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hurricanes.
the France Hurricanes.
The Miami Hurricanes. Okay, so are we done with soccer, please?
Yes,
I've been done with.
I've said what I need to say.
Okay. Let's talk about the blue hot Blue Jays.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Blue hot.
Blue
Yeah,
hot.
go team.
Go baseball.
Woo, yeah, baseball. Go
Home run.
Joe
Yeah.
Barrios.
Josie
Okay.
Berries, let's go.
Lights out.
Before we actually talk about the team,
Sure.
we've been back to games now.
Correct. We went to a game together.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great time.
Great time.
Other people are also back to games,
Uh-huh.
and when you go back to games, you have to sit near other people.
Oh, the worst.
You hear some dumb shit from
Right?
some other people. All timer the other day. I'm sitting in that game that George Springer hit the 3-run bomb at. That was electric
Sunday?
for starters. Yeah.
Yep.
This kid beside me, 18, maybe a little younger, 17, 18 years old. He's sitting with his grandparents and his mom, I believe. And he turns and he goes, "Who's Joe Carter again?"
Oh.
I'm like, "Oh, that wasn't the worst part." The mom turns back and goes, "Oh, he never played at this stadium. He only played at Exhibition Stadium."
Shut the fuck up.
I'm like, "What? Oh, no."
I'm honestly not gonna lie. I don't know the turnover from when it went from exhibition stadiums to Sky Dome, but
Do you remember the home
The
run?
home run was hit in the
The
Rogers
home
Center.
run was at Skydome.
Yeah.
okay. I don't know
The most
turnover,
famous
but-
video in Blue Jays history
Yeah.
was at Skydome.
One of, if not the most famous baseball videos.
Yeah. Yeah. The only
Fair.
walk-off in history to win a World
World
Series, I'm pretty
Series,
sure,
Yep.
was at the Skydome,
Correct.
where he played
Correct.
for a few years. But yeah, that was I understand that from you though, Morrow. You haven't been a Blue Jays fan that long.
No, but I know all these. Like,
But
I've
yeah,
had some. Cool
but you know who
conversations
Joe
with
Carter is, right?
Yeah, I met him. Awesome guy.
This is a full-grown adult that
Yep.
claimed herself as a Blue Jays fan or a baseball fan at least, and didn't know that Joe Carter played at this Rogers Center Skydome combination. Crazy stuff. I was blown away.
So that's another thing. With all these casuals going back to just
Something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More.
Like all these Moros.
Just call a spade a spade. Let's get on with it.
With the group of Moros coming back.
Yeah. 15,000 Moros in the stands today. Okay, so Blue Jays absolutely streaking. They lose the first game of the doubleheader. When was
Will
it?
Ferrell
Tuesday?
streaking. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they won the second game of the doubleheader, and then they won obviously last
Handedly.
night. I think like so winning last week against Cleveland, that was all good. And who did they play before that?
Kansas City. That we
So
saw?
yeah, that we saw. So Kansas City, Cleveland, that's not going to move the needle. Obviously, like the Boston
win the
the Boston
divisional,
series is what like I think it didn't make me believe, but like
Fully erect.
it yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If that's what we're going for, yes.
Yeah.
Let's call a spade a spade.
That was wild.
Just hard. So like legitimately though, it added legitimacy to like what they were doing because Cleveland
the
and
division
Kansas
leader
City
at the
are
time.
bums. Yeah, Cleveland, Kansas City are bums, and then you. Okay, remind me how the series went, but the Sunday game, like that was the turning point because they could have just packed it up, said, okay, we're gonna get out of here with a 2-2.
It was down 8-3 in that
Exactly.
game. It was nuts. The whole building thought it was over.
Oh, it was
brother- I think my
dead.
brother-
by,
You could
like, the
feel the
fourth
vibes.
was
It
at
was
that
just,
game, yeah.
it felt like garbage. And they just slowly but surely just kept chipping away. And then George Springer steps up. Also, it kind of flew under the radar. Reese McGuire, one of the best at-bats of the
at-bats,
season.
yeah.
Holy shit. Just worked the hell out of the count. Got on base for the guys that matter. And it's funny, if you look at the scoreboard in that game, they scored every time the top of the order came up.
Right.
It was like the first, the third, the fifth, and the seventh, I think it was. And then the eighth, obviously, because the eighth got back, the top of the order got back up. But every time they came up, they scored runs. So it was Reese McGuire doing his job, working that count to get George Springer to the plate. And George Springer did what George Springer has been doing. And it's pretty. I like it.
Okay. So it adds legitimacy to the season, but also like it makes you just buy into.
Way harder.
It makes you buy in that like they're on a run and they're a legit team in the AL and not only the AL East. Like there's enough time for them to make background, not only to win the wild card, but also like the division.
There's technically enough time for them to win the division.
Exactly.
The Rays aren't going to make it easy,
No.
but like it's possible. It's 6 games over 50. It's doable.
Yeah.
It's funny the goalpost moving a little
Right.
bit because it's just like, oh, in order to compete, you got to beat teams like Boston. They go out and beat Boston. It's like, okay, but like they're still chasing other teams. It's like, man, they're good. They're gonna keep winning. They beat the Boston Red Sox and they look great doing it.
Great.
They're gonna
Isn't
continue
there
to. They lost one game against the Angels and all hell broke loose.
Right.
Everyone was panicking and freaking out. I'm like, they lost because Vladimir Guerrero lost the ball in the sun.
Collins son. Yeah.
That's it. That's
and it
all
was
it was.
frustrating. You could see it all the way.
We
Exactly.
have 10 more games against the Orioles. Keep
And the
faith.
Twins. There's 2 series, I'm pretty sure, against the Twins. Like, there's a lot of easy games.
The schedule is in their favor
So
because
pretty.
not only do they have games against the Yankees and like
They have games
other
against the
division-
A's.
Exactly. So they can make up the ground if they want to. It's whether or not they can, and like they clearly can. The starting pitching has been really fucking good. It
So
really
good.
has. The
So good.
Hyun-Jin
They have
Ryu
4
stuff was like,
aces.
man-
They have 4
Exactly.
aces on the
Yeah.
staff. It's insane.
They really do. And it makes me excited because like the better your starters are, the less you have to rely on a bullpen. That's
Yeah.
it's
Not
is it
good.
good? Is it good? No.
No, it's got 3 weapons.
mediocre. It is
It's got 3
mediocre.
weapons.
Yeah. Which are Romano.
Jordan Romano,
Yeah.
Adam Simber.
Yep. I love Simber.
Unbelievable.
Holy
He's the
I
best,
didn't
he's the
get
best
to
reliever
see
in
him
the
yet,
pen.
but He's
Oh.
we
the
finally have
sidearmer,
it.
isn't
We
he?
finally have a Darren O'Day. After
Yeah.
all these goddamn years of having to see him on Baltimore.
But better.
We
But
finally
better.
have one. Yeah.
What do you mean? Aaron Loop wasn't bad.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off.
He was a great. Actually, you know
There's
what?
no one
Aaron
that
Loop
makes-
is one of the best relievers
He
in
is
baseball
good now.
today. It's so
I know. I
stupid.
don't like it.
I
Is he
can't
actually?
stand it. I don't get it.
There was like an
don't get it.
audible groan in the 15-16 playoffs, and like even before that, whenever
He would come
Aaron
in.
Loop would come in, it'd just be my dad being like, "Fucking Loop,
You're
What
shutting
the
off the game.
fuck?"
It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
who's
I
the
would
last?
say Richards is probably
Richards has
fighting
been
for
the-
that spot.
he's been a
Tim
steady-
Meza when he's back,
He's
fantastic.
electric.
I don't want to say he's elite at this point, but Rafael Dolis has been a phenomenal reliever for a month now, and nobody
And he-
wants to give him credit.
And Dolis, like last year,
I don't-
what is
he
Dolis
makes me
shown?
nervous.
He
Oh,
makes everyone nervous,
absolutely.
but he always gets out of it.
Absolutely.
Always.
Exactly.
We've talked about this numerous times.
He will never have a clean inning for you.
No.
Don't fucking think he is.
No.
So if you bring him in a non-clean
do it
inning,
with-
don't do that. Don't do that.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna get runners on.
He also
But he
won that
goes-
Red Sox game
Exactly.
pitching to 5 batters.
Yep.
We're getting 5 outs, sorry. Just he can get the job done. It's just scary as hell when he does it, but he gets it done every time he goes out there, and his pitches are ridiculous right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy what happens when you can feel your hand.
It's weird how like
Blows my
he
mind.
throws so nonchalantly. It's unreal. Like he's literally just flinging the ball
Just
up there.
relax.
Yeah. It's like what I wonder if he like actually, cared, but like obviously he
It's
does.
so wild.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Romano in a save situation, best reliever in baseball. I'll stand by that till the day I die. Jordan Romano in any other situation,
Why you bring him in?
oof, it's not pretty.
Kind of like a Joe Biagini.
Oh,
Oh, God.
yeah, no, but way better because.
Yeah.
Oh,
But like
because he's Italian.
that
No.
game, that game 2 against the Angels on Tuesday, nobody on,
Nope.
nobody out.
Nope.
Romano loads the
Loads the
bases with
bases.
2 outs,
Yeah.
just for fun.
It has
So
to
he can face Shohei Ohtani
Yeah.
up 4 and locks it down. 3 pitches. Take a seat. Like,
Yeah.
the guy's ridiculous when he has that pressure, but when he doesn't, it's just like, dude, yikes. 100 miles an hour. Just
It's because if you brought him
effortless
into
gas.
that situation, it would have
Such
been
a
a safe
joke.
situation. That's
Yeah.
why he actually
yeah,
got
he
it done.
wanted to create a safe
Yeah.
situation. It's
Exactly.
insane. It's just effortless gas out of his hands, too.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I love that kid.
Very. So Vlad has
Struggled.
since coming back to Toronto.
Yes. Still leads the league in most categories. So
Yeah.
crazy how hot his start was. Someone was like, he's going to regress he's regressing to the means. It's like, if this is the means, bro,
We're fine. We still have George Springer, who's the
Shucks.
hottest player on the planet.
yeah.
Dude, we've Springer hitting the shit out of the
Dude.
ball. Marcus Simeon's been
George
insane.
Springer's about to hit 40 home runs in what, 56 games? Like, it's insane.
Look it up. Because his stretch that he's been going on, I think he has like 11 home runs since the All-Star break or something.
It's not
something
human.
like that. Yeah.
It's not human. He's going to catch 20 home runs before Randall Grichuk does. And Randall Grichuk got off to the hottest start of the team. It's mind-blowing.
16 bombs he's got already
How many games?
in 46 games.
Bro. That's a
He's
joke.
matched his WAR from last year in 5 less games. So
His OPS plus is behind just Vlad, I'm pretty sure.
if he
And Shohei, maybe.
if he was healthy this season, so basically when he's been healthy, he is on like a 6-win pace. Sorry,
If he was healthy, we wouldn't have
That's-
been talking about
that-
Vlad as the
that's-
MVP.
that's not even that's taking into consideration that in 2019 when he was a 6.5 win player, he only played 122 games. So if he was actually healthy for a whole season, he's an 8-win player.
That's such a joke. That's insane, man. He's been so great, like offensively, defensively, just everywhere. In the dugout, like he's just such a good leader in there too. I'm like, I hated this man when he came in, not because I knew him as a person, just because he's an Astro. But he won my heart so goddamn quick.
I know.
It's crazy. Like,
I know. Do you remember how butthurt you were?
Oh,
You're like, I don't
yeah, I
want this.
remember.
hated
man.
it, hated
I
it,
remember
hated
that.
the move.
Yeah.
Love the guy now.
Yeah. He's a
And I
good
understand
guy.
why he gets booed.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. Boo him all you want. I would boo him if he wasn't on our team too.
Yeah.
But he's going to keep doing what he's doing. Boo him into the 2 home runs. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't think he minds either.
I don't think so.
Just awesome. Love that guy.
Anything else on the Blue Jays? Who?
Tim
David-
Meza might be back this week, which is good
Nice.
news.
Cool.
Cavs started a rehab assignment today in Buffalo.
Right.
They don't think he's that close, though. Danny Jansen's running the bases. That's going to be a really interesting situation if he comes back before September.
Right.
Because you don't send down Reese.
Nope.
And the way Kirk's hitting, I know he's got options, but do you send him down?
I don't know what you do because Dan Jansen's the best catcher on
Yeah.
the team.
Easily.
Not even close.
No.
But Reese has been good. And
Reese
Kirky
threw out
can
2
hit.
guys in that one inning and saved the foul ball with that diving play. Like, he looks okay defensively at times, too, and he's raking. Like,
So you're in a tough spot.
It's so wild. It's a great spot to be in if you're the Blue Jays.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather be in that than not.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than be playing Riley Adams.
Right.
But
And have Brad Hand on your bullpen.
I'd much rather Brad Hand than Riley Adams.
Yeah.
No problem with that one.
Pitching for us, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, not even close.
I think that was it in terms of injuries, though.
So they finish off today in Anaheim and then go off to Seattle, I think, for a series there. So that'll be
That'll
fun.
be really interesting because the Canadian border's open again.
There, yeah.
Like,
Or is it
yeah,
everywhere? I have no idea.
just like across the country, it's open. So
Oh, okay.
if
So it'll
people
be,
from Canada want to go
will
down and watch the
be-
Seattle games,
yeah.
you can
like-
bet your ass they'll be there.
What are you going to say? Bet your bottom dollar? I was going to say, Jesus, you're white. Jesus Christ.
I've never used that saying in my life.
Okay.
Before we move on, there was stats. Lourdes Gurriel has been sneaky good lately.
He has.
Let's see if I can find them, but he in his last 66 games, he's on pace for like 90 something RBIs, 28 home runs, I think it was, with like a 330 average, and some ridiculous numbers along that lines. Like, I know his name gets brought up in trade talks a lot. I don't think that's a guy you trade away.
I don't think he's untouchable, but I also don't think that you should be like shopping him.
It's got to be a steep price.
Right.
Like, I don't include a shit ton of prospects with him if I'm getting Jose Ramirez.
Right.
It's just not only the fact that like he's a good player when he's on the field, they love him in that dugout, and
Right.
like it's just you don't want to separate the culture like that
Exactly.
for like a moderate upgrade. Like I know
I
Ramirez
mean-
is an upgrade; he's a serious upgrade, but like in terms of like getting rid of all your prospects and Lourdes and possibly Cavan
Right.
for one guy.
Lourdes hasn't been good this year.
Lately, he's been good. Not the entirety of the season, but like
He's a
once he
half-win
found
player
his
right
stroke,
Yeah.
he's been great.
Right. I think he's still like working his way into it. I think he's a lot of like he's a very streaky player. I would never rely on him for anything. Like
No,
I don't think
no.
he's not a player that gives you like a good at bat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, because he just doesn't draw walks. But he's also not striking out terribly. Like it's a 20% rate, but
No, it's not that bad for him too. Like he used to be
Yeah.
really bad.
so, we'll see. Okay. Maybe the biggest piece of Toronto news, except we all saw this coming. So NBA free agency was more than a week ago now, but a couple days ago, the Kyle Lowry sign and trade to Miami was finalized, and the Raptors get back Goran Dragic, who doesn't want to be here. And
Made
is
that
being a little
abundantly
bitch.
clear.
And Precious Achua, who like last night he looked really good in the summer league game, so that was at least intriguing. But it's frustrating. Okay, so let me get into this. What do you guys think? Like the Raptors, they could have went out and spent a lot of money on a center and been able to like get better as a team.
Yeah.
Or what they did was they paid $20 million to get a backup center in Precious Achua, who has a lot of potential, who has 3 years left on his rookie deal, and to appease Kyle in where he wanted to go, because without the Raptors facilitating it, he wouldn't have been able to go to Miami.
No.
So the Raptors essentially fucked themselves over and their entire offseason plans just to appease Kyle because they didn't find a place to trade Goran Dragic to.
Before he
and
made
fuck them.
stupid ass comments.
Yeah, well, that was already, and then the Raptors are like, "Oh,
And
we
then
don't want to
that
trade him." Like, get the fuck out of here! You want to trade him? You
I
just
don't
don't want to
want
trade him
anything to do
for
with him.
either. Yeah,
Well, his value goes to an all-time low after
Exactly.
saying what he said, and now you have to save
Exactly.
face.
right,
It's
So
a catch-22.
right. So what I ask is it a bad move by the Raptors front office? Yes, in my opinion, it is, to appease Kyle in helping him go where he wants to go, and it doesn't benefit your team.
It's a bad business move, but like
It's the
I don't
morally
know.
it's the morally
Correct.
correct thing to do, but as a business, a lot of times you don't do that.
no.
Which I wouldn't do that, because like what sense
Correct.
is it? What sense does it make if you're the Raptors and you're like, why do you fold to Kyle's demands in this situation to get him where he wants to go instead of making your own team better?
Yeah.
Because it's if Kyle really wanted to go to Miami, the Raptors should have just traded him at the deadline, because then they would have got Goran Dragic back
Yeah.
at that time, declined his option. So then they had the money to spend now, and they would have had the players that they got in the trade anyways inside of their organization. So why do you hamstring your organization and not have, like, you're doing a disservice to yourself instead of the team? And then if Miami wanted Kyle so bad, why don't you make the room yourself? Like, is the new team getting him in, and the old team is bending the knee to
give him
then
to you.
exactly right? How does that make sense? It's got to be the literal opposite. If you want me to help you, you pay up.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I don't know. It's a weird move.
But
I don't know. They're not good enough, realistically. Like, even if they would have finessed that trade differently, I don't think they're good enough to be competing right now.
right. No. That's not the point. The point is, like, if they're trying to go young, which clearly they are,
Yeah.
and we didn't even get to them drafting Scotty Barnes, which made me nearly cry. Like, if you guys had saw me on draft night, I swear to God, I was on suicide watch because, like, shit, I could not handle myself because I wanted Jalen Suggs, and like I've been touting him for
In Masai's defense,
okay,
everything that kind of Suggs did in his
workout with them was shit. Yeah.
And like,
I honestly,
I don't want to say he tanked it on purpose.
But
I think he did.
interesting. I don't think he did, but
I don't know. I don't think you go in and be that bad and then just show
Right.
up to the Magic Summer League and
Right.
dominate the way you did.
right? Yeah.
I think he might have tanked it on purpose. And
Interesting.
realistically, the attitude, like there was that video with his sister and like
Right.
all that, and I'm like, the
So
attitude around that
okay.
kid just seems like he doesn't want to be here, and I don't want that.
I agree.
good.
And the thing with Scotty is he's been very vocal that he wants to be here.
Already very well liked.
Very well liked. Last
okay.
night, not a great showing.
No.
But the first game was great.
Yeah.
I
He's
don't even
gonna
know what we
learn.
were
He's
talking
young.
about before we were talking about Scotty. I don't even know. But
Young. They're young.
okay, yeah, they are a young team. Like, so getting Dragic back in this sign trade, that's a literal nothing move.
Yep.
Because you're trying to flip him basically for parts as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Even though apparently Dallas did try to trade for him, but like I don't believe that like they seriously wanted to trade for him at the price he's going to cost, because the Raptors, like, they could just eventually buy him out if no one wants him.
Yeah.
So I think that if they're having to then play Dragic minutes, that makes no sense to me to try to recoup value to when you want to go young and you want to get guys experience. How does it make sense to do that? Like, I just don't like the sign and trade. I really don't.
Nah,
because
it's weird. You're just helping a team.
Exactly. They helped the team. If they wanted to help the Heat, I would have been like, okay, Kyle, get more money from the Heat, because at the money that you're currently getting, we only get 2 players back, one of which we don't want in Goran Dragic.
Yeah.
So basically at 85 million, the Heat only had to give up obviously Precious and Dragic. But if it was at like 87.85, let's say, or higher, they would have had to include another player. And even if it was a guy like KZ Okpala or if I'm dreaming Tyler Hero, like, then that's a significantly better trade than obviously what you got. So like,
Yeah.
Helps your team more.
it helps your team. Like, wouldn't you want to help your old team that just helped you
would
facilitate
think.
the move? Like,
Yeah.
what? And then he goes with this whole apology, and yes, it was super sweet, and like it was moving as hell. But like, I just think like the whole thing's kind of shady to me. I like, obviously it no goodbyes are ever good.
No.
But like, I think if he wanted out, he should have made us think about it at the deadline to get out, because they didn't really end up playing him anyways. So what was the point of it? And they
Kind of
would
a
have gotten more.
shitty
anyway.
way to leave too, like not having your goodbye in Toronto.
Exactly.
Kind of sucks. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
When it is what it is, but you don't know what it is.
Have you caught any of the Field of Dreams game?
I have not. Apparently, it's
Kinda cool.
good. Yeah.
It's a good game right now. It's 1-0. But
Interesting.
the Yankees have never had a cool uniform in their life.
You don't like the pinstripes?
No, it's so bland.
I might buy a Derek Jeter one just for, because like, come on, it's a look.
Like, they've never changed the I get like, classics.
True-
Like, they're in this
tradition.
game right now. The White Sox uniforms, fantastic. They look so nice. Yankees
Yeah.
uniforms, they're Yankees uniforms.
Right.
It's just so boring.
Yep.
It's just, I don't know.
Kawhi signed a 4-year deal with the Clippers. Cool. Don't care.
Nice.
Fuck you.
Are we surprised?
We would have been on a three-peat right now. Like, wouldn't have mattered. And this.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. This is gonna be a short podcast from us, just because there's nothing going on. The two
Just the Blue
sports are
Jays?
over.
We can only hype up the Blue Jays so much every
We
week.
talked soccer, okay? That was enough. We went through enough pain.
Yeah.
Hockey doesn't exist.
I promise
that
more.
sport is
Don't
trash.
worry.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
don't care.
the only thing going on
We
now
do
is just
not
a bunch
promise.
of shitty people making the news for shitty reasons in hockey, and that's it.
Right.
And I
Right.
don't want to
Fair.
talk about them.
Yeah.
They're trash.
But that's it for this
Football.
week.
We got football coming up. At least
Yeah,
there's that.
preseason.
Football is coming up.
Preseason's
Preseason?
coming back this weekend. Obviously, nothing too exciting to get hyped
Deshaun
up
Watson's
about,
not
but
playing.
we're almost back.
He's at camp. He's not playing.
Yeah.
We can do our picks again.
Oh,
our bread and butter.
Our bread and butter.
Bread and butter. But that's it for this week. We'll catch you guys next week. See ya. Peace.